Hello friends, this is Akash Misar here and welcome back to my YouTube channel, that is Mechanical Engineering Make Easy. In that we are discussing strength of material. This is ninth lecture of strength of material. Okay, so in this lecture we are going to start with thermal stresses. So what exactly thermal stresses is? Because of temperature change, the stresses will develop and the deformation will occur. This is nothing but the principle of thermal stresses. Okay, what happens because of temperature change, the material will deform. Okay, and that deformation occurs because of the stresses are developed in between the material. This is nothing but the concept of thermal stresses. So what's the formula to calculate the thermal stresses? That is nothing but thermal stress equal to E alpha delta T. Delta T is temperature changed. Okay, means initially that material was at 0 degree Celsius and now that material is at, for example, 50 degree Celsius. Then that temperature change we need to denote here. Then alpha is coefficient of thermal expansion, that will vary according to material, and E is also modulus of elasticity, it is property of material, that is also going to vary according to material to material. The value of E and alpha will vary and delta T is change in temperature. So for different material, value of alpha is given here. For steel, the value of alpha is 12 into 10 raised to minus 6 per degree Celsius. Okay, unit of alpha, that is coefficient of thermal expansion, is unit per degree Celsius. Per degree Celsius, this much amount of alpha is there. Okay, so steel 12 into 10 raised to minus 6 per degree Celsius. Brass is 21 into 10 raised to minus 6 per degree Celsius. Then for copper it is 17 into 10 raised to minus 6 per degree Celsius. Aluminium 23 into 10 raised to minus 6 per degree Celsius. Then for rubber it is 130 into 10 raised to minus 6 to 200 into 10 raised to minus 6 per degree Celsius. Again for glass also there is one range, that is nothing but 5 into 10 raised to minus 6 to 11 into 10 raised to minus 6 per degree Celsius. Okay, so I have taken here some important material that the alpha of these kind of materials we should know for cracking exam like GATE or etc. Any kind of exam which is having the base of mechanical engineering. So for that, if there is the concept of strength of material, then we will need these all the materials alpha value. Okay, steel is also too much common. Rubber, glass, steel, brass, copper, aluminum, these materials are commonly used. That's why I have given you the values of these kind of materials. So note down these all the values and now we will move forward. So we know the formula of thermal stresses, that is E alpha delta T. So what's the formula for thermal strain? Okay, so for formula of thermal strain, which may be denoted by E or epsilon, which is equal to alpha delta T. Okay, as we know, stress upon strain is equal to E. So from this relation we can calculate thermal strain, that is nothing but sigma upon E. So ultimately alpha delta T is the formula for thermal strain. Okay, this is thermal strain. Then okay, just I will rub this to draw one figure here. There is one concept that if any material is expanding because of thermal changes and thermal stresses, okay, I will give you first idea. Okay, this is one material attached here and we have changed temperature, and because of that material is expanding maybe up to this point. Okay, this is delta L. Okay, this is first figure what we have studied up till now, but now the strain will be developed for this, that is equal to alpha delta T. But if what will happen if I am having same piece here and this can expand up to this, but I have restricted it here, so I have only this much amount of gap. Okay, for this case the strain value will change and that strain value will be E is equal to, that is nothing but alpha delta T L minus gap upon L. Okay, L is the length of material or workpiece, anything what we can say to this, that is nothing but alpha delta T L minus gap upon L. This is nothing but strain, that is nothing but thermal strain if there is gap and one restriction in the outward side. If that restriction is somehow here, then material can expand up to here only. So this this is not going to matter there. Okay, so if this gap is too much more than delta L, then that gap or that restriction is not going to counter there. So that's why in that case we will simply use this formula. But if that gap is less than delta L, then we need to have this formula, that is alpha delta T L minus gap upon L. Okay, so note down this formula and draw these figures also. So up till now we have studied the basics of thermal stresses and thermal strain, but now we will move towards some deep manner. And what exactly it is, what I have shown you up till now in figures, that is only one member is there. But what will happen if there is two members? Okay, these are two different material members, and okay, as these are two different materials, then because of temperature change, the temperature change delta T will be same for both the materials, but ultimately E and E and alpha value for different materials is different. So ultimately the delta L value will be different for different materials, but because of these two materials are connected to each other, so ultimately some changes will happen and they will deform similar, means delta L for both should be same. So how we are going to tackle that we will look now. Okay, so this is the concept of members in parallel. Okay, this is the concept of members in parallel. So for that what happens, we will just assume that this is member 1 and this is member 2. This is going to expand more, okay, and this is going to expand less. For example, this will expand 10 mm and this will only expand 6 mm. This is only for your conceptual clearation. I am giving value. This is expanding 10 mm, this is expanding 6 mm. So what will happen, some compression of this material will take place, because ultimately this end will be same, this end is not going to happen likewise. Okay, so that's why that end will be at the same position. So what will happen, some compression of material 1, okay, the material will compress by some value and material 2 will expand by some value. For example, if we are assuming 10 mm and 6 mm, there may be chances that total 8 mm will deform. So ultimately 2 mm compression takes place of material 1 and 2 mm expansion takes place, extra expansion of material 2. This is only for your conceptual clearation. I am giving value. That value may vary, that will not be exactly 8 mm, that will vary according to material properties. Okay, so just we will look that. So here compression in 1 equal to tension in 2. Okay, compression in 1 equal to tension in 2, then only we will reach that position, final position. So what is compression and tension? That is nothing but sigma 1 A1 equal to sigma 2 A2. A1 and A2 are cross section area, sigma 1 and sigma 2 are stresses, that is nothing but thermal stresses for both materials. That stresses will vary because of the material is different. As material is different, so alpha value and E value will vary. That's why the stresses will be different for different materials. And again another condition will be there, that is nothing but total elongation of, okay, so total elongation of one equal to total elongation of 2. Okay, as we need to have this end which is completely vertical, there will not be any step, so that's why the complete elongation of 1 should be equal to complete elongation of 2, then only we will reach that condition. Okay, so firstly compression in 1 equal to tension in 2, then second sigma 1 A1 equal to sigma 2 A2. Okay, and then we reached another formula, that is total elongation of 1 equal to total elongation of 2. These are some basic terms and conditions for that. Then from this total elongation means delta L. So delta L, what the delta L includes, in that case because of thermal stresses and because of these materials change, so how much force they are their force will occur because we need to have this end directly vertical. There will not be any step, so that's why one force will be occur, and because of that force this will compress and this will expand by some amount. So how it will be? So total elongation, that is delta L1 equal to delta L2, so that is alpha L delta T plus PL upon AE, this is for material 1, which is equal to alpha L delta T plus PL upon AE. This is for material 2. Alpha L delta T is delta L for thermal stresses. If there are thermal stresses, then delta L value will be alpha L delta T. Okay. And this is PL upon AE. Why it is occurring here? It is because of one material will be in compression and second will be in tension. That's why this term is coming there. Okay, this positive and negative sign, that will vary according to which material is compression, which material is in compression and which material is in tension. Okay, here as material 1 is in compression, so that force will be in compression force. That's why here will be negative sign and here will be positive sign, and according to which material is compression and which material is in tension, the sign will vary. And PL upon AE, A is cross sectional area length, then E is modulus of elasticity, and P we will get by some relations there. Okay, so how we will get P, that will also look. I will just rub this part here. Yes, so we have reached these 4 conclusions up till now, and now we will move with some another conclusion, that is sigma equal to force upon area. Okay, sigma is force upon area. So ultimately this equation will be transformed to another equation, and that equation will be sigma 1 upon E1 plus sigma 2 upon E2, which is equal to alpha 1 minus alpha 2 into delta T. Okay, by substituting sigma equal to force per unit area, then we will get sigma 1 upon E1. This is sigma 1 upon E1 plus sigma 2 upon E2, which is equal to alpha 1 minus alpha 2 into delta T. Again, this sign is going to vary according to which material is in compression and which material is in tension. But how we reach to this, that we simply substituted sigma equal to force per unit area, and this length is everywhere, so that length will be cancelled out, and as length is same for material 1 also and material 2 also, that's why this length will be cancelled. So remaining is only alpha delta T and P upon AE. So P upon A is sigma, so alpha delta T plus sigma upon E. So alpha delta T is here and sigma upon E term is here. Only this change we have done. Okay, so note down this formula, and here note that this formula is going to change according to which material is in compression, which material is in tension. So this is only ideal formula I have given you. So note down all these formulas. Okay, so now we will move towards again the concept of this two materials is in parallel. We have calculated total deformation and we have calculated stresses, but now total strain. Total strain will equal to E1 plus E2, which is equal to alpha 1 minus alpha 2 into delta T. How it formula came? Previously I have given you formula, that is sigma 1 upon E1 plus sigma 2 upon E2 equal to alpha 1 minus alpha 2 into delta T. So sigma upon E is nothing but E. Okay, stress upon Young's modulus of elasticity means strain. So ultimately E1 plus E2 equal to alpha 1 minus alpha 2 into delta T. This formula will come from that. Okay, then next is deformation. Okay, so that total deformation delta L will equal to alpha 1 L1 delta T will be same, okay, minus sigma 1 L1 upon E1, okay. As you can see here, negative sign, because material 1 is in compression, that's why here is negative sign, and which is equal to alpha 2 L2 delta T plus sigma 2 L2 upon E2, okay. And in this case also what will happen, that is nothing but alpha L delta T minus sigma 1 L1 upon E1 and alpha 2 L2 delta T minus plus sigma 2 L2 upon E2. So this is formula for delta L. So note down this formula also. Then next is nothing but the members in series. So we have looked all the formulas of members in parallel. So how members in series will be there? For example, likewise, this is material 1, this is material 2, and these two members are connected in a series. So this is nothing but members in series. So delta T will again same for both the materials, then alpha 1 and E1, and here alpha 2 and E2, okay. Then because of temperature the stress will develop, that is nothing but E1 alpha 1 delta T and here E2 alpha 2 delta T, and total deformation will be alpha 1 L1 delta T and here alpha 2 L2 delta T. These are some basic formula I have written here, and from this the free expansion, because here there is no any restriction provided, so ultimately total deformation will equal to alpha 1 L1 delta T plus alpha 2 L2 delta T, okay. What is L1 and L2? Length of material 1 and length of material 2. So alpha 1 L1 delta T plus alpha 2 L2 delta T, it is total deformation. As member in series, so deformation of first plus deformation of second, we will get total deformation. Then next is, yes, so deformation due to reaction, means if there is reaction provided here, okay. So because of that, what will happen, that deformation will equal to sigma 1 L1 upon E1 plus sigma 2 L2 upon E2, okay. This is deformation due to reaction, okay. So these two conditions are important here, but I will say this second condition is not that much important, so don't go into too much detail. First condition is important here, and in previous case, that is members in parallel, in that condition is also too much important, because this condition is also not common for asking the questions, but members in parallel, that condition is too much common for asking questions. So go through all the details of that, and if you have any confusion, then you can ask me in comment box, and you can join my Telegram channel for latest updates also. If you are enjoying my session, then please like, share and subscribe. So we have looked today the concept of thermal stresses, members in parallel, members in series. Now we will move towards next point, that is nothing but bonus point for today's lecture, okay. Bonus point for today's lecture, and that is nothing but equation of compatibility, okay. Means what will be the case here? For example, okay, at the both ends we have fixed, and this is material 1 and this is material 2. So total deformation of material 1 plus material 2 will always be 0. So ultimately, if material 1 is deforming, then this material 2 have to compress. Means if any material is expanding, then another material will have to compress. This is the case here. So for that, the free expansion minus deformation due to reaction will equal to 0. Okay, so free expansion of any material minus deformation due to reaction will equal to 0. This is the case here, and if supports are yields, then ultimately, okay, here I have shown you that deformation will 0, but if there is some gap provided here, then what will happen? The free expansion will happen. For example, this is this gives a delta L of 5 mm and the gap is 3 mm, for example. So only 2 mm of this material have to compress. Okay, something likewise that is nothing but the equation of compatibility. Okay, so that is nothing but free expansion minus deformation due to reaction will equal to gap. Okay, free expansion minus deformation due to reaction which is equal to gap. Okay, deformation due to reaction means here there is fixed component, so ultimately that is not going to move anywhere. So because of that the reaction will occur, and because of that the deformation will occur. That deformation will be obviously compression. Okay, so this is the formula. If there is gap, that is free expansion minus deformation due to reaction equal to gap, and if there is no gap, then ultimately 0. Okay, so note down this formula and draw this figure also. This is nothing but equation of compatibility. Okay, and this is the end of this lecture, and in next lecture I will come up with complex stresses and strains and etc. So we will meet again, but before that, if you haven't watched my all videos, then go to my channel. I have designed separate playlist for all the separate subjects, so go there, watch all the videos, and if you have any comments, okay, you can comment me. You can join my Telegram channel. The name Mechanical Engineering Make Easy, link is provided in description box also. But if you are searching the channel name, then also you can get my channel. Okay, so we will meet again. Thank you friends.